Comcast Business, built for business.
6704 for a free buyer's guide. That's 1-800-805-6704.
If you miss tomorrow night on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, tomorrow night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
It's time now for the Tropical Update.
And Dr. Greg Postel, he's in the lab with the very latest on Ana. Gained strength here and, well, upgraded back to a hurricane.
Yeah, isn't that nuts? I mean, it's a 75-mile-per-hour hurricane now. We thought days ago we could have put it to bed, but it's kind of hung on there, and it's in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. You think, okay, well, it's not going to have anything to do with us here in the United States. Well, it actually might. Let's have a look at the Now in the Tropics overview. There is Ana right there. It's a long way from pretty much anywhere. Hawaii is actually down there. So this is something way out over yonder. And if you look at the cone from the Central Pacific Hurricane Center, look at this. When was the last time you saw a cone do one of these things go into Western Canada where you'd think there's a lot of snow there right now? Well, in this end part of the track here, it's not likely to be a tropical cyclone anymore. Probably more like it's merged with a low pressure system anyway. So it's more like just a rain and wind enhancer of a system that's already going to be there. But still, that's pretty cool. And if you want to track it, you can kind of follow it in the data. So let's do that. There's Hawaii. There is 75-mile-per-hour Category 1 Ana. And as it moves through the next couple of days, I'm going to circle it, and this is kind of a measure of like upper level energy that you can kind of follow in the data. And there it is, and you can see there's a lot more energy coming in from another source here too. So it's kind of turning into something, morphing into something completely different. But it is really still going to be a part of this system that on Tuesday is going to be impacting the Pacific Northwest. Strong low pressure will be there off of BC, and then there farther to the south across Washington and Oregon. There will be some rain showers. This system would probably be there anyway, but it's probably going to get a little bit of a kick from Ana. So tropical connections and northwest weather. Pretty interesting. Let's have now a look in the Caribbean Sea. We've got an invest down that way. This has a 20% chance of turning into a depression or a named storm in the next 5 days. Is kind of, I don't know, wiggles its way around that part of the world. But looking at the satellite pictures, it's hard to imagine anything coming of it because there's some thunderstorms down there. There are also some really strong winds aloft that are kind of blowing everything apart. So to have any tropical development here would take, I think, special circumstances, and I don't think we have that. Right now, instead, we've got a cold front down that way and some drier air that's working its way southward. So fronts and, tropical systems this time of year don't always make good buddies, and I don't think it's going to happen this time around, Alex. In fact, I think that cold front is going to basically take care of business, and I think we'll probably not have any development down that way.
All right, well, that's certainly good news. Well, it is now time for Name That Cloud here for us. Is basically where you guys send us pictures, so we take a look at them and show them off. So let's get you to it and get you down into Wyoming, Buffalo, Wyoming to be exact. Ooh.
There's a lot there. You know what? I don't know. I mean, I'm tempted to think those are some kind of Mamadas clouds, kind of like what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
The underside of the anvil, and we can sort of draw that. Imagine there's a thunderstorm somewhere, right? The Mamadas clouds come underneath the anvil where there's rain showers down here. The question is, where's the thunderstorm? Might be somewhere else, and this is the anvil. I don't know.
It's tough. It is tough. It's pretty cool, though. You can see some more clouds there way down in the background.
Very cool.
All right. Cool. All right, let's keep going on. And we take you down to Long Branch, New Jersey. Thanks to Julio for sending these clouds on in.
Looks like a jet contrail to me.
And, it's interesting. It is. It's interesting, but there's been a lot of sort of chatter on the internet about this being there's like a mysterious thing about these things, but it's not a big deal.
So what you're saying is maybe instead it's a ghost, right? Like that. Ooh, like that.
For Halloween, there you go.
Could be a ghost or a jet contrail, which is more likely.
I think we'll go with that.
It's up to you.
That sounds like a good one. All right, let's get you to College Station, home of the Texas A&M Aggies. And Phil sent us this picture here, and you can see a slew of clouds here and the lovely colors showing up as well.
Yeah, do you think those mean storm is coming? It's hard to know, right?
It is very tough.
Because sometimes those can be fair weather clouds. I think they're pretty high up. My guess would be they're probably 10 to 15,000 feet up. They're not real close to the ground, but it doesn't look like there's rain nearby, and I don't know, that could be a good day coming up if it's sunrise.
Exactly. All right, well, great pictures. We want to see more, so send them to weekends@weather.com. We're going to be coming back talking about, system moving into the northwest.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun, slight chance of a rain shower. High 80, winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 66, winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 82, winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
A rare October tornado strikes Washington state, and this wild round of weather is far from over. See how long these storms could stick around.
And fall weather? What fall weather? Yeah, it's heating up for what could be the last great weekend to get outdoors and have some fun, but it's not all fun and games. We're also exploring the downside, if there is one, to having great weather.
And the World Series heads to Game 4. Find out how the weather is going to impact how it all plays out.
Well, good morning to you. Welcome into Weather Center Live. It is Saturday, October 25th. I'm Alex Wallace.
And I'm Jen Carfagno. It's a rare kind of weather weekend. It came in this morning, and there was hardly a drop of rain anywhere across the nation.
Yeah, pretty good stuff if you like non-rainy days.
Tough for a meteorologist, though.
Yeah, exactly. But we should see some pretty nice clouds out there for the day. Like this picture.
Oh, wow. Cloud streets.
Coming in off of Lake Erie here. Thanks to William for that one. So anyway, we've seen some great pictures here this morning. We want to see more of them. Snap that picture, send it in to us, weekends@weather.com, and we'll talk about it and name that cloud at 50 past the hour.
Oh, I love this picture. They're like roll clouds. Very nice picture. All right, this picture not so nice. Look what you guys had to deal with in the Northwest. We had a tornado here. It was an EF1 confirmed tornado that hit Longview, Washington, also the Kelso area. And this is pretty rare for this part of the country.
It is, yeah. That EF1 there coming in. It was about 50 miles just to the north of Portland. You can see some of the debris here flying on through the air. And the thing about this thing is, it was really quick, fast, but caused some issues.
Yes. I mean, first of all, look at the debris. Winds did get up to 110 miles per hour. Trees came down, power lines came down, roofs were actually ripped off of buildings. A lot of damage, and there were people out and about.
Yeah, it was about lunchtime, so you can imagine folks going out to try to get their lunch and driving to where they were headed, and that's what they were encountering.
Yeah, there was no warning with this tornado. We're going to give you some perspective on why that is coming up here a little bit later, and the rarity of it too, the perspective on that. But these folks must have been stunned to have this roof just completely ripped off.
The good thing, Jen, is despite all of this, no injuries.
That is good. Good news. And amazing, too, when you see the damage like that. Now, you might be wondering if we could get storms like that again today, because this is our active part of the country. Probably not. It is pretty rare to get a tornado out here in Washington. But we're going to have some not great weather.
Yeah, it's not going to be very pleasant at all. In fact, we're seeing it now sliding its way into Portland. We're finding that rain, and eventually Seattle, dry now, but the rain is coming.
Here it comes. Now, we take it down all the way into Northern California, where it's rainy along the 5 right now. In Northern California, a couple of raindrops in the Bay Area. Sacramento, I don't know if we'll get any of this, but it's at least a chance. At least it's not dry out there right now.
Exactly. So here's the system. This is the thing that we can blame for the mess. It's driving its way now through the Pacific, and that's going to continue to work its way inland here as we head on through the rest of our weekend.
And one thing you'll notice from that satellite was a speckly look to it. That means there's some colder air aloft, and that actually might trigger a few thunderstorms later today in the northwest.
Yeah, creating that sort of unstable situation in the environment. So what we'll see is the system moving through, moisture channeling its way on in. That's going to help to enhance some of the rainfall that we see as we head on through the next few days.
And we've got the rain coming in today, and we're watched from Seattle to Portland to Medford. This is early in the day. This is later in the day kind of deal. But tomorrow it hangs on as well up here in the northwest.
Yeah, and then we deal with a little bit of the pinks and blues showing up on the map, which means by Sunday to Monday, a little snow, high terrain
At
snow.
elevation, yeah.
But nonetheless, some flakes will be flying around.
It should be above pass level for the most part. Now we take a look at how much rainfall. The places that hang on to the rain the longest will get the most, like up in northwest Washington and coastal Oregon, 2 to 3 inches. But there's a chance of getting more than an inch even down into northern California.
The area could certainly use a bit of rain. We'll take anything we can get. What we don't necessarily want to have to deal with, though, is the strong winds, and that's a possibility out there. In fact, high wind warnings here, the darker shade of purple, the lighter shade, most of Nevada under the wind advisory.
Winds could gust higher than 50 or 60 miles per hour. Very windy. And if you're a trucker, if we drive any car on the roads here, watch the wind direction, because on any of the east-west highways, first of all, it's going to be a crosswind to start the day, but then when the storm system moves in, it becomes to affect you from a different wind direction coming in from the west and northwest.
Absolutely. So steering wheel, 2 hands, tight.
So then all of a sudden on the 5, it's a crosswind.
It becomes a problem. Yep. So here you are in Seattle. We showed you the radar. It's dry now, and that should be the case through about 11, 12 o'clock. Then the showers start to roll in, and it's with us through the rest of the day.
All right. So not so great weather here in the northwest, but most of the rest of the country has really nice weather this weekend.
Including here in Norman, Oklahoma. Here we are looking in on the campus of the University of Oklahoma, starting off on the coolish side here this morning. But yeah, we've got heat. Yeah, I do mean heat coming on in this afternoon. We'll be flirting with 90s. Potential that we could break some heat records for this time of the year. Let's get the very latest now with Jen.
I say if it's going to be hot and close to record breaking, break a record. Get the bragging rights for the date. There's a good chance of doing that today across the southern plains. So right now, Oklahoma City in the mid-60s. Stillwater dropped to 59, but we're going to warm up pretty quickly. Just got to get that sun going out there. And we've got temperatures today that are heading to 90. The average date of last 90-degree day is September 27th. It's October 25th. So we're beyond that, Oklahoma City. The record latest 90-degree day is October 26th, which would be tomorrow. We may get to 90 tomorrow. We're forecasting 89. It is going to be a bit windy, but we'll see. We're coming very close to it. So today's record high for the day, the daily record high is 87. We're forecasting 90 in Oklahoma City. We're going to break the record today. Doesn't seem anything that would stop that from happening. Big ridge of high pressure that is built right across the middle of the country and extends up into southern Canada, too. So we've got this warm air that is going to spread out through the weekend, expand up into the Midwest, into the Southeast by tomorrow, and eventually gets a little bit into the Northeast. But for the most part, the middle of the country is where we'll get to feel most of the warmth. High temperatures will be 10 to 20 degrees above average, and what that means is 88 for a high today in Midland, 91 in Dallas, 86 in Shreveport. You know, your dew points are up a little bit as well. I won't call it humid out there, but you'll feel it. It'll feel a little more like spring than it will fall, that's for sure. You've got temperatures on Monday, even when we see a little bit of a cool down, still above average, 85 in Dallas, 83 in Oklahoma City. And our average in Oklahoma City is 71. By Monday, we're going down to 83. So even with the front coming through, we are still above average. Alex.
90s in October. Not something I like to deal with. Well, you know, we are keeping our eyes on all the big weather stories this weekend, including, of course, in the World Series. We'll tell you how the weather could be different for tonight's game and how it could affect your team. But first, let's take a look at weekend events, and we're going to head to Kennesaw, Georgia, the Halloween Balloon Festival. Great weather forecast shaping up.
I'm telling you, Walmart ships and delivers millions of items for free.
Free?
Who knew, right?
Wow.
Cute costume.
We bought it on Walmart.com. We picked it up at the store the same day. Who knew?
Check out Walmart's Savings Catcher app. If it finds a lower advertised price, I automatically get the difference on an e-gift card. Who knew?
Do you guys always have rollbacks? Yep. Huh. Who knew? I knew. Because this, yeah.
More ways to shop, more ways to save. Your way. Save money, live better. Walmart.
I had a lot of great memories in my Honda, but when I got my big new job, I thought maybe it's time for a new ride. And I left my Honda for a new Honda. Yes, sir, I'm on my way. My Honda Civic EXL came loaded with amazing tech, like lane watch, which I need apparently, and rear view camera, which is cray-cray. Yes, I did get you tuna, no mayo. No, I didn't.
Start something special with a Civic EXL from Honda, KBB.com's most trusted brand. At your Honda dealer.
It's just freaking me out.
If you miss tomorrow night on the Weather Channel,
this is crazy.
You'll never know how twisted weather can be.
Is it real? Yeah, it's real.
Wicked Weather Sundays with strangest weather on Earth and American Supernatural. Tomorrow night at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun, slight chance of a rain shower. High 80, winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 66. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 82. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather like never before.
Look at this!
Listen to that! Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
Introducing Nexium 24-Hour. Finally, the purple pill, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, comes without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
Let's take these piggies out for new carpet. No, not those. These. Let's get in touch with texture. Something with a twist. Let's look at loops and get a feel for patterns in all sorts of colors. But let's not break the bank. Then, let's get it rolled out right. The perfect carpet? Yeah. Let's bring it all the way home. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Schedule a measure today. Carpet installation is now just $37.
Oh, no.
Who are you?
Daddy, this is Blair. He booked this room with Priceline Express deals and saved a ton.
I got everything I wanted. I always do.
You seem nice.
Ring, ring.
Progresso.
Used to people have my kids loving vegetables.
Well, vegetables taste better in our savory broth. Vegetables?
No, soup.
Oh, soup.
Loaded with vegetables, packed with taste.
All right, tonight, Game 4 of the World Series after the Kansas City Royals got another win last night.
Yeah, that's right. KC now winning 2 out of the first 3 games of the series. But tonight's weather in San Francisco could have a big impact on both teams' batting. And here's Paul Goodlow to tell us a bit more.
So the Royals took Game 3 last night in the World Series. You know that the Game 3 winner has a 70% chance of winning the World Series if they win Game 3. Hey, but the forecast for tonight's game, a lot different than the weather last night. Let's take a look. Tonight's game is a 5:07 local time start or an 8:07 Eastern time start. There will be some rain showers throughout this morning, but towards the afternoon and evening hours, we still have another chance of rain showers for the game here. But the key for the forecast is 2 things. A 30% chance of showers. The air will be kind of moist. But 2, look at the winds here. Southwest at 16 miles per hour. So once again, just like it did in Kansas City, the wind will be blowing from the, say, first base line out towards left field, favoring right-handed hitters. And that's where a lot of power is. But also against the right-handed hitters and power hitters, well, the rain, the mist that be coming down, that will also make the air kind of heavy, which means the ball might not fly as far because there's just so much more of the atmosphere it has to get through to get out of the park. Bottom line, the weather definitely an impact in tonight's Game 4 and a guaranteed Game 5 for tomorrow night. Back to you.
they're looking out the window this morning wondering about the weather because it's been raining in San Francisco at the airport. Rain has been reported for the last several hours.
Yeah, so get that out of here.
Yeah. The tarp is on the field to keep it, dry for now. All right, so we'll watch the weather in San Francisco. Let's talk football, though, college football today. So I just learned that it's homecoming here for Missouri.
Yes.
And they invented homecoming.
Yeah. How do you invent homecoming? Well, apparently.
Is it like inventing the internet?
Exactly. Apparently, it was the first homecoming celebration at a college.
Very cool.
In Missouri. So Vandy's in town. Seems like everyone schedules Vanderbilt for their homecoming games. And
they're like the homecoming crashers.
Yeah, exactly. Almost a guaranteed win for Missouri. Beautiful win for everyone, though, because the weather's going to be beautiful.
All right. So also Salt Lake City, temperatures today are going to be in the 70s. There's a fact here about Salt Lake City. They haven't been this warm this late in the season on record. So this is actually pretty exceptionally nice weather for them.
Maybe that benefits USC, who's used to maybe some warmer weather.
Yeah, they're used to temperate climate. All right. Let's go to Pittsburgh. You got the Panthers and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Temperatures in the 60s. A little windy as the front actually approaches the area.
Yeah, that's the team I will not speak out of my mouth as a Georgia Bulldog fan. But yeah, the weather looks pretty good, just some clouds later.
All right, so I guess you're rooting for the Panthers?
Yes.
All right. Seattle, this is not a great weather forecast. We've got rain, and temperatures are going to be in the 50s with the wind. It's going to feel cooler. A raw, windy day here today. And Arizona State can't possibly like this kind of weather.
You wouldn't think, right? But, I mean, the better team. But, hey, you never know. That's why they play the games.
All right, well, I don't know. If you choose to go to school in Arizona, you like the sunshine.
This is true. All right, let's get you down into Louisiana. Baton Rouge, always a fun place to play. Maybe not for opposing teams because it's the toughest place to play according to most of the college football coaches that were polled.
Why?
Well, drunk fans, and they get really riled up if they have a whole day to drink, basically.
Okay.
And at night, it's night games at Tiger Stadium.
All right, so it's a night game. It's a beautiful weather day. They got all day to get riled up. All right, so Tigers, good luck to you. Good luck, I should say, to Ole Miss. I guess you need the luck. All right, my Penn State Nittany Lions are home hosting Ohio State. Bit of a good old rivalry here. Temperatures will be close to 60 this afternoon. I think the weather looks great.
Yeah, I agree, too. All right, well, just when you think you've seen the most incredible video from Hurricane Odile earlier this month, well, new video pops up. Take a look at this.
It's got surveillance footage from a hotel in Mexico as Odile blows in.
It's Chevy Truck Month, time when truck guys can depend on great offers on the 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Chevy Silverado, from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. It's Truck Month. Trade up to this Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star Edition for a total value of $8,500. It's Truck Month. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Lowe's presents how to install a new washing machine with one finger.
Maybe a little more that way. Nice.
This Maytag washer or dryer, now just $4.99 each at Lowe's.
A party?
Hi, I'm new Ensure Active Clear Protein Drink.
Clear, huh? My nutritional standards are high.
I'm not juice or fancy water. I've got 8 grams of protein.
Twist my lid. That's 3 times more than me.
17 vitamins and minerals.
And 0 fat.
You'll bring a lot to the party.
Yay! New Ensure Active Clear Protein. 8 grams protein, 0 fat, 17 vitamins and minerals, and delicious blueberry pomegranate and mixed fruit. Take life in.
You know, this waffle cone is actually more like a sundae.
Plus, you can eat the waffle, which makes it way better than a regular sundae.
Way better.
It's like a sundae with Reese's peanut butter cups and chocolate.
And real strawberry.
Oh, you make strawberry sound intense.
A lot of people don't know this, but strawberry is very densely packed with vitamin C.
Nerd alert!
The new waffle cones, Sundays with real ice cream and premium toppings. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop. This is how you Sonic.
Monday morning on America's Morning headquarters, it's 5 times more poisonous than a rattlesnake's bite. And soggy, cool conditions help these critters multiply as your home at risk. Plus, weather-themed do-it-yourself costumes just in time for Halloween.
Will that be all, sir?
Thank you. Ordering Chinese food is a very predictable experience. I order B14, I get B14. No surprises. Buying business internet, on the other hand, can be a roller coaster white-knuckle thrill ride. You're promised one speed, but do you consistently get it? You do with Comcast Business, and often even more. It's reliable, just like Kung Pao fish. Thank you, Ping.
Reliably fast internet starts at $89.95 a month. Comcast Business, built for business.
Mary Lynn Magar, a champion for our small businesses and our economy. Magar led the effort to pass a manufacturing tax break to create clean, high-wage jobs. And Magar fought to rein in spending and cut taxes and fees by over $500 million, so our seniors and working families could save more of the money they earn. No wonder then that Mary Lynn Magar has been endorsed by the Florida Chamber of Commerce. Mary Lynn Magar, real leadership getting results.
1-800-499-6188 or go online to theactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
See the weather like never before.
Look at this.
Listen to that.
Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
Stay tuned for your local on the 8s, brought to you by LL Bean. 100% satisfaction guaranteed and free shipping every day.
Making jackets that are built to perform anywhere is hard work. And at LL Bean, we take our job very seriously. Guaranteed quality, no matter what you're up against. From LL Bean.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun, slight chance of a rain shower. High 80, winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 66. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 82. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It was the strongest hurricane to hit this area of the world in 4 decades. And we have a new perspective of what happened when Hurricane Odile, Category 3 hurricane, made landfall in the southern Baja of California.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible stuff here. Folks in the lobby of a hotel, and wow, we get the chance to hear what they were dealing with when this thing blasted on in.
My first feeling was, wow, I remembered it right. You know, when I talked about it right afterward, I talked about it it was like a bomb went off, you know, and that was how I remembered it, and that was how I talked about it. You know, see that video in particular, that moment of impact, I was like, wow, I remembered it right. It was like a bomb going off. It was just this explosive energy. Then around 11:45, the backside of the hurricane moved in, and all of a sudden the wind just built up very quickly and was just suddenly very dangerous again, and it sounded like a train again, and it was roaring, and we heard this banging sound, and the hotel manager said, that sounds like gunshots, and I was like, yeah, that does sound like gunshots, and we were just kind of sitting there, and we thought we were safe in the building, even though it was roaring outside, and then that whole glass wall, the back wall of the lobby, the whole thing just exploded at once, and that's what you see happen there. So the wind was already blowing before that moment, but that was when the building failed, is when you see that kind of explosive energy. What stands out to me the most was Odile was a violent windstorm. You know, some hurricanes, it's more about the water, it's about the storm surge, or it's about the heavy rain. Odile was about this ferocious, violent wind in the eye wall, just tearing at the building, you know, first the front side, then the back side, and it was the winds that devastated Los Cabos, and this video really captures that, just the violent energy of Odile's winds. As a storm chaser, you spend your whole career just striving to get deeper into storms, you know, like just into that intense, the teeth of it, and usually you feel like you don't get there, and this was one of those rare moments where I felt like, wow, I got deep into the storm. I got that front row seat to the terrifying energy of a severe hurricane in the tropics, and it was incredible.
Incredible, and he's lucky that there were not injuries or worse. I mean, that was some intense situations right there. Oof. All right, let's talk about Gonzalo. This is the storm that just won't die.
Yeah, I tell you. And then, there's also Ana. That's still hanging out there. In fact, gaining strength back to a hurricane. We got Dr. Greg Postel. He's in the lab with a look at everything that's going on in the tropics.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot, Alex and Jen. Gonzalo, you were mentioning, did thrash Bermuda about a week ago. And you know what? It's actually now pummeling parts of southern Europe in a modified form. It's not a tropical cyclone anymore, but pieces of its energy have gotten tangled up in other circulations and have kind of moved across the globe. Nothing ever really goes away. It just kind of turns into something else. Let's go back now to last Saturday. There's just after Gonzalo moved through Bermuda as a tropical cyclone, so it was a hurricane. But then by the time it got caught up in that very fast jet stream flow in the North Atlantic, it lost its tropical characteristics and became basically a big low-pressure system that merged with the jet stream and became also a windbag for parts of the UK. They had wind gusts over hurricane force. That'd be 74 miles per hour. So it contained a lot of hazards as it moved across the world, and there it goes still. As just in the last few days, it's found a home, at least a temporary home, as a cutoff low there over parts of Greece. And they've had a lot of rain, several inches of rain. They've had some mountain snows. They've had water spouts, thunderstorms. So it's been just a mess down there and continues to swirl around. Now, the upper level flow, the main jet energy, is still up in here. So this cutoff cyclone, which has a DNA with Gonzalo, is not going to be moving very much over the next couple of days. It will slowly work its way back into the jet stream flow, I think, in due time, but it's going to bring some bad weather to southern Europe for a little while longer. Elsewhere in the tropics, we got a bunch of circles out here. I'll talk about Ana coming up at 20 after the hour. Stay tuned for that. That's got an interesting little story, too. And then there's Invest 94L here in the Caribbean Sea. This one is much closer to home, but doesn't have much of a chance of turning into anything, only a 20% chance. The winds aloft are too strong, and there's a cold front down there. So I think that's good news. Hopefully the tropical season will wind down very soon. Guys, back to you.
Great, thank you. And we've got a wet weekend ahead for the Northwest.
Rain moving into several states, even some snow in a few spots. Next, we'll show you where the storms will hit and how long they'll stick around.
And we're tracking your weekend weather. We've got to look at all the big games and events going on. The River Arts Fest in Memphis, warm and sunny.
Today we're getting record snowfall.
Radars indicate there's been flooding throughout the area.
We're getting hail the size of golf balls.
Maglite. Turn your light on, America.
Be prepared for weather-related emergencies. Maglite flashlights. Turn your light on, America.
How could a luminous protein in jellyfish impact life expectancy in the U.S., real estate in Hong Kong, and the optics industry in Germany? At T. Rowe Price, we understand the connections of a complex global economy. It's just one reason over 70% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper average. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing.
Get up to 20% off and 1,000 rewards points at bestwestern.com with a swipe, a tap, or a click. Get up to 20% off and enjoy breakfast, free high-speed internet, and 1,000 rewards points. Only at bestwestern.com.
You know how she keeps it interesting after all these years? She mixes it up.
With Nice and Easy, you can shift a shade with confidence and still look like your most amazing you. Go warmer, bolder, stronger, even bolder with our broadest spectrum of natural-looking shades.
You know what I love? Things never get boring. She always keeps me guessing.
Go ahead, mix it up, spice it up, shift a shade with Nice and Easy.
Let's hide in the attic.
No, in the basement. Why can't we just get in the running car?
Are you crazy? Let's hide behind the chainsaws.
Smart. Yeah, okay.
If you're in a horror movie, you make poor decisions. That's what you do.
This was a good idea. I'm being quiet. Breathing on me.
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
We could talk about its refined, class-leading, luxurious interior.
or its more than 70 available safety and security features, and optional best-in-class 30 highway MPG. But we let others sum it up for us. This is the Jeep Grand Cherokee. It is the best of what we're made of. During the Jeep Celebration event, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $359 a month.
Sign up today for AutoZone Rewards and earn store credit that'll come in handy for your next project. Spend $20 or more 5 times and earn $20 store credit. Visit AutoZone.com/rewards.
It's just freaking me out.
If you miss tomorrow night on the Weather Channel,
This is crazy.
you'll never know how twisted weather can be.
Is it real? Yeah, it's real.
Wicked Weather Sundays with strangest weather on Earth and American Supernatural. Tomorrow night at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 74 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Low 66. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy. High 82. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather like never before.
Look at this.
Listen to that. Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel mornings.
A rare October tornado in a part of the country that will get more storms today, but hopefully not the kind that are likely to produce this again. We'll explain.
And do you ever remember in October this warm? Lots of you breaking records for this time of the year.
And trick-or-treat season is here. The big question, will the weather be a treat for you and your kids? From snow to warmer temperatures, we've got costume ideas that will keep your ghosts and goblins comfortable and warm.
Oh, welcome back to Weather Center Live. I'm Alex Wallace.
And I'm Jen Carfagno, and we are watching rain today in the Northwest. Let's take you to Seattle, Washington, where we've got rain starting to make its way towards the area. It's not raining yet, but that's going to be the big story for today.
Yep, there we go. There's a look at how things are looking a little on the dark side. I guess we're getting out of the nighttime, and we're going to be dealing with the range. And it looks like that'll be with us throughout our weekend. Unfortunately, more stormy times, not just for Seattle, but the rest of the Northwest. We're going to have to deal with this wet and windy conditions setting up here for us. Right now, we're sitting at 53 degrees, and now having to deal with that rain coming in. Just a raw start to the weekend here for you. So here we are, and checking in on Seattle. We average about, in the month of October, 13 days of recorded rain. Well, so far this month, 11 days, and it looks like we'll add our Saturday and Sunday to get to 13 for our average. Well, we're nearly 2 inches above average here for your month here in the rain department. And again, we're going to continue to add to those totals. So there are the cloudy skies there in Seattle, sitting right now right around 49 degrees. And look at what's coming. We've got the shower activity now in far western Washington. That's going to be settling its way on in. And so get ready for a bit of a wet time along the 5 heading north and southbound. You'll have to deal with this, all thanks to this storm system, and you can see it's been spinning here just off the coast. That's going to work its way on in, and as it does so, it's going to really help to increase our chances for the rain. Got some chillier air to work with as well in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and as that rolls on in, that's going to really increase the instability across the area. So we'll have to watch out, particularly as we get into the afternoon. There could be some of these showers and maybe even some storms that could develop out there for us. So here's what's going on. Moisture flowing in, our storm system moving in as well, and that's going to mean wet times anywhere in the green from Washington all the way down into Northern California. San Fran, we've seen some showers already this early morning. It should get out of here in time for the game, but we'll have to keep an eye on that, no doubt about it. And then as we move our way through the weekend into next week, we'll see with some colder air in the higher terrain, you get up into the mountains, you'll deal with some snow, parts of Idaho, Montana, and down into Wyoming. How much rain are we thinking? Well, for the most part, 1 to 2 inches, generally in western Washington and Oregon, but there'll be some pockets of 2 to 3. Not as heavy as you get down into northern Cal, where we need a bit more in the way of rain, but we'll see some. Anything we can get, we will certainly take. Jen?
Well, you know, we had a tornado that tore right through Main Street in Longview, Washington on Thursday afternoon, and it continued running for several blocks before ending up in a neighborhood. Here's what it was like to see that rare EF1 tornado start spinning.
See the rotation in the clouds and everything. Yeah. There's a tornado forming right there.
Oh my God!
It's over here to the left.
Look at the funnel!
Copy, tree into a building.
Shingles flying everywhere.
Look at the wood being flung around.
There's a bunch of debris flying around in the air.
Just lift it up.
At least 8 buildings are damaged, a number of homes.
Holy guacamole.
And her reaction could have been worse than that, actually. It caused quite the damage there in the Northwest, and it took a lot of people by surprise. We got some pictures in this morning that we want to share with you from this area. Now, this is from the same storm system as it passed over the Puget Sound. Deborah sent in this picture. I want to take a closer look at it. First of all, you can see sort of the leading edge of the storm cell as it pushed in. You can see the rain shaft behind it, and this is not the vantage point from which it caused the tornado, but you really can get a sense of the turbulentness, if that's a word, of this cloud. We had a lot of instability and rising air, and enough so that we did get that tornado. Now here's the same storm system from another angle. Again, can't see the tornado from this view, but what you see is that ragged long edge. That's the leading edge of the thunderstorm cloud, a shelf cloud right there, indicates some pretty strong gusty winds coming out of it. You know, we don't get a lot of thunderstorms here in the Northwest, and this is really an exceptional one when you look at it from this vantage point. Wow, right over the Puget Sound like that. There is a chance for more thunderstorms today. We'll have to keep an eye mainly on Northern California and Southern Oregon, right along the coast for any thunderstorm chances. So nasty in the Northwest weather-wise here, but so nice in the Midwest, Alex.
Yeah, especially if you like some warmth. You're going to really nice night like the next few days. Cool start to things for you in the Twin Cities, but that warm-up is in store. We should be looking for some 60s this afternoon. No doubt nice for this time of the year, but the story is the same for most of the Midwest. We've got a little October heat to deal with here. So what's going on out there for us, and how warm is it going to get? Well, that's the sort of the questions we'll tackle here. Here we are, Minneapolis again right now, starting out right around 53 degrees. Lots of sunshine, beautiful morning. John, get it going. It's a nice time to do so. But what's happening is a bit of a ridge building in across the middle of the country. It's going to actually start to slide its way a little bit east as we head through the weekend. But from the Great Lakes, Midwest, through the Ohio Valley, south, all these areas are going to be talking about temperatures above average, and in some cases 10 to 20 degrees above average. So that's going to put many of us well up into the 60s and 70s out there. Here we are today, Kansas City and St. Louis, both spots getting into the upper 70s, more than 10 degrees above average. Then for tomorrow, KC, you're up to nearly 20 degrees above average. Monday rolls around and we'll start to head back to work. Chicago, Detroit, both of those locations in the 70s. And again, all these areas are well above average in the teens. All right, so Minneapolis, average for you, 54. Well, you can see we will be above that by a good 10 degrees for today, tomorrow, and as we get into our Monday as well. So, hey, if you're keeping and holding on to that warmth, you've got it over the next few days. Now, farther east, one thing we're happy to get rid of, that nor'easter.
We are literally kicking it out. Alex, we have had it with the tough weather in the Northeast. It has been a rough week in the Northeast, New England, especially days and days of wind and rain. We had flooding and streets that were filled with water, stalling out your cars. And look at this. Show you the forecast for today. It is gone. Finally, some relief in our weather. Now, the next 7 days, the Northeast, we're going to have some pretty good weather today. There is a front coming in that could bring a couple of showers to western New York or northwestern Pennsylvania Pennsylvania. The west is really getting the brunt of the bad weather, especially the northwest. Southwest looks all right. The heat across the middle of the country will be a big story. We'll see that continuing into next week and spreading a bit into the southeast. And then we watch this next front coming in. If you're planning for Halloween, you're watching this front. And we're planning for Halloween. We've got Captain America here, ready to battle out the weather. Gonna take the front out. We're going to show you some great costumes to deal with this kind of weather that we are tracking that's eventually going to make it to the East Coast, and left behind it is some cooler weather just in time for Halloween and Captain America. I got photobombed by Captain America.
I love it. He's here to save the day. All right, well, here's some pretty cool video. Check it out here. Boom goes a volcanic crater on Kilauea in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. This was earlier in the week. The eruption blasted lava and ash on an overlook area closed to the public. And I tell you, the U.S. Geological Survey described the explosion as the size of a fist. Kilauea has been quite active here continuously since March 2008. So some pretty cool video here. You can clearly see it. The explosion that takes place there. Wow, indeed. Well, you know what? We're going to be coming back talking about what's happening across the nation as well as around the globe. We still have the tropics that are pretty active out there. A couple of systems that just will not go away.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun, slight chance of a rain shower. High 80, winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 66. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 82. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
What do astronauts eat?
Have lunch with one and find out. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Meet real astronauts, see Space Shuttle Atlantis, and experience firsthand the future of America's space exploration.
Let's take these piggies out for new carpet. No, not those. These. Let's get in touch with texture. Something with a twist. Let's look at loops and get a feel for patterns in all sorts of colors. But let's not break the bank. Then, let's get it rolled out right. The perfect carpet? Yeah. Let's bring it all the way home. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Schedule a measure today. Carpet installation is now just $37.
At Ancestry, we call it a hint. Our little leaf that helps guide you through the past. Simply type in a name, and you're taken on a journey. A journey that crosses generations and continents, all to tell the most amazing story. Yours. Discover your story. Start searching for free now at Ancestry.com. Ring, ring.
Progresso.
Used to people have my kids loving vegetables.
Well, vegetables taste better in our savory broth. Vegetables?
No, soup.
Oh, soup.
Loaded with vegetables, packed with taste.
Tomcat bait kills up to 12 mice, faster than Decon. What will we do with all of these dead mice? Tomcat presents Dead Mouse Theater.
Hey, old frick.
Hey, Ignar.
What's up with you?
Funny you ask. I'm actually here to pillage your town.
But we went to summer camp together.
Summer camp is over.
Tomcat. Engineered to kill.
Dave, I'm sorry to interrupt. I gotta take a sick day tomorrow.
Dads don't take sick days. Dads take NyQuil. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine.
There it is. This is where I met your grandpa.
right under this tree.
Some things are worth holding on to.
They're hugging the tree.
That's why we got a Subaru.
Was it that tree?
Introducing the all-new Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Here at High Acres Fruit Farm, we love what we do, which is growing the crispiest, most delicious apples. And we just can't wait for you to try them. That's why we work with Walmart. They help us deliver only the freshest apples.
Picked by farmers, guaranteed by us.
Introducing Nexium 24-Hour. Finally, the purple pill, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, comes without a prescription for frequent heartburn. Get complete protection. Nexium Level Protection.
From coast to coast, in every state, people all across the nation are learning something new. That the best way to protect their cars, trucks, and SUVs is with WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to perfectly protect your specific vehicle. Front, back, even up the sides. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMax. WeatherTech floor liners, proudly made in America.
What does a 37 million horsepower launch feel like?
Experience it for yourself. Only at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Meet real astronauts, see Space Shuttle Atlantis, and experience firsthand the future of America's space exploration.
So I had the toughest job today to come up with the worst weather this weekend because most of the country has really awesome weather. And number 5 on my list is Buffalo, New York. And Charles, one of our viewers, said it's not that bad. It's beautiful, actually. He sent me a picture of how sunny it was out there. But Charles, I want to tell you, those high clouds you have coming in, they are going to bring the chance for some rain later today, and it's going to be windy. So this is why I picked Buffalo as number 5. Number 4 on the list is Seattle, rain and gusty winds at times. Number 3 is Portland, more rain and gusty winds at times. Number 2 is a very windy spot, Reno, Nevada. Winds might be higher than 50 or 60 miles per hour. So very windy here. And number 1 is Monterey, California, because it's usually so beautiful, but we've got a tough weather day ahead with rain and wind. Alex.
All right, thanks so much, Jen. Well, you know, it's that time of the year again, time for the streets to be filled with the little ones dressed up for trick-or-treat. Time, but for parents, helping kids pick that perfect Halloween costume can be a big decision, one where the weather can really affect your choices. And joining us now to help make that decision a little easier is Party City's Daniela Delosa. We certainly appreciate you joining us here. And we've got some models that will be coming out to show off some of the best selections for each part of the country, where we are anticipating the forecast to be a little different for the Northeast and the Southeast. But we talked about that the last time. We're going to focus in on the Midwest and the West. So let's check the forecast. And we've got on Friday here for us some cool conditions setting up, mid-40s. And the thing to remember, these are high. So by the time we get to trick-or-treating time, those numbers are going to be a bit on the chillier side. So heads up there. And then we head to the western half of the country where we've got mild conditions through the interior and dry skies. But look at the West Coast, some wet weather to deal with. So all of these weather conditions, we really have to think about the costumes we're going to get.
Really? So, you know, at Party City, we have costumes for everything. We have an entire selection that is pretty much nonstop. It can fit any part of the country, any sort of weather. We mix and match, create it your own. So here we have Captain America, which would be our first model. You know, Marvel has been huge this year with their blockbuster movies, and Party City, we analyze these trends. So here we have a full body suit, easy breathable fabric for the morning, the daytime when it's warmer temperatures, but at nighttime you could always layer underneath and then battle out the cold. You have the mask to cover the wind and any sort of harsh temperatures. You got boots, and then you got some killer dance moves.
Yeah, I tell you, Mills is over here killing it. I love it. Captain America, good stuff indeed.
Awesome.
All right, coming up next, this is a big one, My Little Pony as well. We got Janie and Lily coming out.
Yes, so you know, My Little Pony has always been a classic, and little girls love it. What we have here is a full costume, easy to put on, that Lily is rocking. She is rocking Miss Pinkie Pie. She's got the gloves on, the boots, all the accessories. Now, Janie is an easy put-on costume as well, but she has a hoodie that's themed. So when the temperatures drop, it's easy, comfortable. You can wear it to school, and you can wear it for the rest of the year.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there you go. As you said, the key with all of this is it being versatile.
Exactly.
All right, let's keep going here. We got Rainbow Dash. Apparently, this is a big thing here.
Yes, so at Party City, we have a huge selection of accessories, and what we like to encourage is for kids to really mix, match, make it their own. Because you can put up as many accessories as you want or as little as you want. So here we have an easy, white base, and we have a tutu, wand, and easily removable wings. So she's all ready to go. At nighttime, she could put on another sweater. She could put on a tank top if it was warmer weather. So really, it's just very customizable.
Perfect indeed. Sloan, thank you so much for that. And again, we've got another Captain America.
Yes, so we have another version of Captain America here. As you can see, he's got the big muscle t-shirt.
Yep.
Now that can be worn with shorts, pants, any sort of creative pursuits that our little ones want to find. But he's also got a really awesome sweater in hand, which again, when the temperatures drop.
Right.
So you can always go to partycity.com, check out your local store for more of this.
All right, perfect stuff. And I tell you, if you see Mills out there in Captain America, give him all the candy, and the rest of these guys as well. They did a great job. Thank you guys so much for joining us here this morning. And again, happy Halloween to all as we head on into next week. Back in a bit.
It's Chevy Truck Month, time when truck guys can depend on great offers on the 2014 North American Truck of the Year. Chevy Silverado, from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. It's Truck Month. Trade up to this Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star Edition for a total value of $8,500. It's Truck Month. See your local Chevy dealer today.
You do a lot to keep your family safe at home. So make sure they're safer on the road. See farther, wider, better. Upgrade to Silverstar Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
Wow, this is what we're giving out?
Yep.
I love Kit Kat and Reese's candy.
Have fun trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treat!
Have a monstrously big Halloween with your favorite Hershey's candies. Walmart.
Sunday nights.
When the wind blows.
The Weather Channel unravels nature's darkest secrets.
I saw something. I don't know how to explain it.
Every Sunday.
It's a story that's got a life of its own.
A new tale of weather legend.
It may have just looked like a storm, but they were dealing with something far worse.
American Supernatural. Tomorrow night at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun, slight chance of a rain shower. High 80, winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 66. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 82. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Man, these boneless chicken wings are great.
Yeah, I know, and I finally found myself a wingman.
You're going to use the wing as your wingman?
Yeah, for the ladies.
How is that going to help you at all?
It's going to make me irresistible.
Oh, right. Yeah, going to give you that certain je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais what?
Jenna.
Did she mention me by name, or was it just kind of like, was she just talking in general?
I said je ne sais quoi.
I know, but what did she say?
Be a wingman with new all-white meat boneless chicken wings in 3 flavors and save room for creamy cheesecake bites. This is how you Sonic.
Listen up, Thunder Dragons. It's time to get a hotel.
Hey, Razor, check this out. We can save big with Priceline Express deals.
You know what, man? These guys ain't no dragons.
They're cool. These deals are legit.
Yeah, we're cool.
She's cool. We're cool.
Okay, Patrick, one more stop. Let's go base, shark, blitz. Base, shark, blitz.
When the game's on the line.
Okay, this is for the game.
The NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
Black Knight is on! Abort! He's keeping it!
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
Under the roof of a home or business, damage can happen. When it does, turn to the specialists who put help in the palm of your hand. The Ready app and emergency response plans from 1-800-SERVPRO, like it never even happened.
What do you mean homeowners insurance doesn't cover floods?
A few inches of water caused all this?
But I don't even live near the water.
What you don't know about flood insurance may shock you, including the fact that a preferred
Behavioral Health of the Palm Beaches Recovery Center for Men provides quality, evidence-based treatment to men battling addiction. Offering medical detox, expert counseling from licensed clinical therapists, and activity-based therapies, we help men overcome their addiction and rebuild their lives. We understand the unique substance abuse issues that men face and are ready to help you take your life back. Visit rehabformen.com to get your fresh start.
Mary Lynn Magar, a champion for our small businesses and our economy. Magar led the effort to pass a manufacturing tax break to create clean, high-wage jobs. And Magar fought to rein in spending and cut taxes and fees by over $500 million, so our seniors and working families could save more of the money they earn. No wonder then that Mary Lynn Magar has been endorsed by the Florida Chamber of Commerce. Mary Lynn Magar, real leadership, getting results.
1-800-499-6188 or go online to beactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
If you miss tomorrow night on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, tomorrow night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
It's time now for your tropical update.
Yeah, Dr. Greg Postel, he's in the lab with the very latest on Ana. Gained strength here, upgraded actually, back to a hurricane.
Yes, exactly right, Alex and Jen. It's a 75-mile-per-hour hurricane in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, actually even a long way from Hawaii. Let's have a look on the map where it is. But you know what? It's going to probably have some related impacts, I think, to parts of the northwest United States early next week. There is Ana right there. Gosh, that's out there, isn't it? Way out. 75 miles per hour in the wind speed, moving northeast at 29 miles per hour. It's right now in the process of getting picked up by the jet stream, and it's going to be hauling toward the east, and you can see it. Look at that. Here's the cone. This is the new cone from the Central Pacific Hurricane Center, which stops right there. I just want to point out that earlier this morning, the cone is actually all the way into parts of southern Canada. Now, I want to point out it's not going to be a tropical cyclone by the time it gets out here. It'll be post-tropical, meaning it'll have a lot of other characteristics to it and kind of blend in with another low pressure or a couple of other low pressure systems moving through, but still, I mean, there's some pretty decent winds out that way that may add to the systems that are already there and give us a windy, rainy event, I think probably in southern Canada and northwest United States, again, by about Tuesday. So there's Ana, and it's a long way out. You can kind of track it in the weather charts. The upper level energy moves rapidly eastward, and you can see other systems kind of come in and join the party, and it's really a big mess, but it will still be pretty significant low pressure with a front moving through, and expect some decent winds and rains and mountain snows out of this Tuesday. And there's the surface map, I guess. There's low pressure, and there's the rain there, all in green. Elsewhere in the tropics, we have Invest 94L. Invest is an area that the National Hurricane Center is investigating for possible development. This area of thunderstorms, not very well organized. Only a 20% chance of developing in the next 5 days. And if you look at the satellite pictures, you can kind of see why. There are some thunderstorms here and there, but they don't have long lifetimes, and there's some pretty strong winds aloft that are blowing things out from the southwest. There's the cold front that's going to be moving by, and I can tell you something, that the cold front there and this Invest aren't really good friends, and I don't think they're going to survive together very well. So I think the cold front is going to put the end of the chances for development probably sooner rather than later, in a matter of a couple of days.
But you know what we're seeing a lot of there?
What's the clouds?
Lots of clouds.
How do I know?
Of course, you know what that means. It's time for Name That Clouds, where we get a chance to take a look at some of the pictures of clouds that you sent in. So let's start you off in the Midwest, Indianapolis. Oh, wow, look at that. Yes, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. You know, it kind of looks like a roll cloud. Maybe there's some airflow coming in like that, and That's kind of the leading edge of that. So maybe it's a little outflow from a thunderstorm far away, bringing a little cool over an air mass moving in. We'll see.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, thanks so much, Terry, for sending that in. All right, let's get you down into the deep south, Corinth, Mississippi. Linda Whitfield sending this in.
Yeah, what do you think? I mean, do you like those? I mean, I do. They're pretty, aren't they?
I love it when you get the colors that show up from the sun.
Yeah. What kind of clouds these are? Probably cumulus of some level. I don't know, pretty high up. Alto cumulus, maybe.
Yeah.
But as far as like associated with a significant weather event, it's hard to tell, but it's definitely a nice looking sky.
Yeah, absolutely indeed. All right, let's keep on moving, and we get you into, well, Lake Erie here. William sent this in, and look at that. You can see a little blue sky sort of mixed in with the clouds that are sort of in a sort of almost a stratiform nature.
Stratiform is exactly right. You see how those are the crests of the waves right in there. These are gravity waves that are sort of showing themselves in the clouds. The kind of the humps of the wave are shown up there by the white clouds that have condensed out. Pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, it's been a great morning filled with all sorts of great clouds that you sent in. So we do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Dr. Postel. Jen, we'll send it back to you.
All right, here. Love Name That Cloud. It's our favorite segment, but there might be a segment that beats that today. Coming up next on Weather Center Live, I've got Mark Elliott and Kate Parker, and you guys are talking frogs.
We are. I am so excited about this story. I am pumped. Do you remember during Gonzalo when those tree frogs were going crazy?
Yes.
We have an amphibian expert coming in and telling us why that is, and it has to do with the weather. I love it.
It's not even Kermit.
Okay.
It's not even Kermit.
I'm going to look forward to this, too, because you tweeted out a little tease about this.
Teaser.
Yes.
It's rated PG-13. I'll just say that. This segment.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Weather Center Live continues next with Mark and Kate. Have a good Saturday.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, a mix of clouds and sun, slight chance of a rain shower. High 80, winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 66. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 82. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
I came outside to look at the damage outside, and he was just coming out, and he goes, "Where's my trampoline? Where'd the trampoline go?" And I'm looking around. I look over my yard, and all my decorations are still standing there, and didn't even bump them. So I mean, the path of it is just crazy.
Crazy because Washington State averages just 2 tornadoes a year. But now a new powerhouse storm is digging into the west. I've got the 2 biggest threats and the timeline for you.
Plus, a number of cities likely to hit or approach record highs on this final weekend of October. Is this a trick or is it a treat? As you head out to the pumpkin patch with the kiddos, we're going to show you who could set records and how far east the warmth will spread.
And steaks and burgers, move on over. Fall is in season, and today we're showing you how to grill up some succulent, craveable vegetables. Right here, right now, on Weather Center Live.
Oh yeah, we're going to live that veggie live here on Weather Center Live on this Saturday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kate Parker.
And I'm Mark Elliott. And you know, as you watch our show today, we want to see what you are up to. Using social media, you can use the hashtag #YourWeekend, and that way we can see what your weekend is up to. And you know what? There have been some excellent submissions already. It has been, a spooky week before Halloween. If you're stocking up on candy or costumes, we had to share this picture in from Mifflintown, Pennsylvania. Look at that shot of the moon with the kind of the tree branches in front. Ooh, exactly.
Very spooky. Spooky looking picture. And how about a not spooky looking forecast? Although if you're planning a Halloween costume that's kind of bundled up, it's got some bad news. It is going to be hot in spots, at least for this time of year. Record highs in October. Say what? Yeah, that's what we're expecting. Let's take a big look at Dallas, where the forecast high 91 degrees. Now the record is 89 degrees, so it looks like we're going to break that record. Average this time of year only 76, so you're feeling the heat. Those Halloween costumes, you're going to be needing to maybe take off a couple layers. Make sure you're just keeping those kiddos cool. Those big furry costumes like a monster, not going to do as well. Let's look at the record high. So the record high, like I said, 89 in Dallas. Looks like we're going to break that today. Oklahoma City looks like we're going to break that record as well, because the forecast high 90 degrees, the record 87. And in Wichita, Kansas, 87 degrees. Looks like we're going to match that at the very least. Right now, 71 degrees. Downtown Dallas, DFW, you're at 72. Fort Worth, Cowtown, 71 degrees there. And you can see, taking a little bit wider look here, San Antonio, you're 74 currently. So it is a warm spot for you to be right now. And as we go through the weekend, you're going to see this heat kind of increase. Look at where the jet stream's located, way to the north. So what's going to happen here is that heat builds in underneath that ridge, and it's just going to keep on keeping on. We're just going to keep on seeing that warmth, and it's going to build, and it's going to move a little farther to the east as that jet stream kind of levels out a little bit, keeping places from the Midwest all the way down to the deep south in temperatures that are 10 to 20 degrees above average. So what does that mean? What does that look like? Dallas, 91 degrees. Oklahoma City, 90. Midland, Texas, 88 degrees. Take a look at tomorrow. Just as warm. Shreveport, 88. Houston, you'll be at 86. And as we head into your Monday, your final week of October, 85 degrees for Dallas, Shreveport at 84, so a little more manageable there. Here's a look at your DFW forecast highs this week. Average 76 degrees, 91 today, 90 tomorrow. Back closer to average by Tuesday. So maybe by the time you hit Halloween, you're going to be a little bit cooler, Mark.
And in the Pacific Northwest, you're going to need some extra rain gear on those Halloween costumes. Another storm is throttling the Pacific Northwest, the second one we've seen this week. And the first storm spawned a rare tornado in Longview, Washington. Let's take a look back at the genesis of this twister. As the tornado was spotted just before 1 p.m., you can see the funnel in the sky here, and this is just the beginning. Everybody saw this, started whipping out their cell phones and taking video of this phenomenon as it started to occur. In fact, they really just couldn't believe what they were seeing, and people are just riding their bikes on down the street with this starting to form above them. Listen to this.
There's a tornado going through Longview. What was going through my mind was that is an actual real tornado. That is roofing material that I see swirling in the air, and just basically disbelief that this can't be real. We don't get tornadoes. I actually stood outside my car for a moment and I shot some video. Noticed later that my video actually captured when the tornado touched down, and more than likely when it took the roof off of Carl's Towing. At that point, I said, I'm going inside, and I did go inside my building for safety purposes. I have seen a lot. And
Ashley McLean shot this jaw-dropping video of the tornado picking up a dumpster and tossing it down the street. I mean, those things are heavy. Look, I mean, the wheels helped out on that one, but everything's getting thrown around. First, we had that green dumpster kind of rolling, and then the blue one rolling down the street. All that roofing material that the previous video was talking about, you can see that being thrown into the air. I'm amazed at how many cars are just still driving down the road towards this debris, which is obviously a very bad idea when you have this type of stuff. And of course, we have video of the aerial damage from the tornado that ripped off roofs and homes. People are just walking through their homes and their businesses. You can see right through, roof completely gone, as this tornado was rated an EF1 with winds of 86 to 110 miles per hour. And of course, that stormy setup, it continues in the west. The Northwest has another round of stormy weather moving on through. Right now, we've got some rain in the Portland area that is quickly racing away. We can jump up I-5 towards Seattle, and your rain is just moving in. So get ready, Seattle. It is going to be a soggy morning for you. The wider view shows you the area of low pressure spinning off the coast. That's what's been helping to funnel in some of this moisture back towards the Pacific Northwest. Here's that center of the low. This is the winds that we're looking at. And the winds, especially right along the coast, will be extreme. Through this afternoon, 20, 30, even 40 mile per hour winds winds. Gusts could be higher than that at times. And as we go through the day, those winds will move further inland and the coastal winds will subside, but not before they have a chance to do some damage. High wind warnings are up anywhere in that deep purple color, with wind advisories as far inland as Utah, because this is a far-reaching system. This is a big system for you, and wind will be one of the biggest factors. So this strengthening low is going to be moving on in. Big dip in the jet stream, helping to kind of set up the upper levels of the atmosphere for this and bring this on through. Moisture is going to be on the increase. Heavy rain on through in this area. So for the baseball game, as the World Series gets underway again, we're going to see some showers coming into play because of this same system. Kate, over to you.
Ooh, a wet one. All right, a big story for millions of car owners under a recall, and the weather is partly to blame. Find out if the climate in your region could be...
I take Prilosec OTC each morning for my frequent heartburn, because it gives me zero heartburn.
Prilosec OTC, the #1 doctor-recommended frequent heartburn medicine for 9 straight years. 1 pill each morning, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
Bridgestone's new Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and go up to 50 miles.
We can drive 50 miles on a flat, and you have an app that makes nails pop up?
Yep.
We could rule the world. But I've got carpool at 3, though, so
that time
we could, mess with the world.
Let's take these piggies out for new carpet. No, not those. These. Let's get in touch with texture. Something with a twist. Let's look at loops and get a feel for patterns in all sorts of colors. But let's not break the bank. Then, let's get it rolled out right. The perfect carpet? Yeah. Let's bring it all the way home. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Schedule a measure today. Carpet installation is now just $37.
Put on your thinking caps. Evaporation rate equals 700 times the mean temperature divided by 100 minus the latitude plus 15 times temperature minus dew point temperature divided by 80 minus temperature times millimeters per day. So easy, Sam. A caveman could do it. Got it? Great.
That is amazing.
Currently in our area, 76 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Low 66. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy. High 82. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend. American Supernatural, Sunday nights at 10 on the Weather Channel.
Ring, ring. Progresso. I can't believe I'm eating bacon-enriched creamy cheese before my sister's wedding.
Well, it's only 100 calories, so you'll be ready for that dress.
Uh-huh.
You don't love the dress?
I love my sister.
40 flavors, 100 calories or less.
That disease is for older people. Not me. I take good care of myself. I'm active. I never saw it coming. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Pneumococcal pneumonia was horrible. The fatigue, the chest pains, difficulty breathing. It put me in the hospital. You don't want to go through what I did.
If you're over 50, talk to your doctor. You may be able to prevent it.
When he first joined the Army, I was very nervous.
We didn't know what they would have him doing. But Bobby always had a plan.
With unmatched training in over 150 careers beyond the battlefield, there are over 150 surprising ways to become Army strong. Talk to your son or daughter about opportunities in the Army.
Welcome back. A live look at Seattle, Washington, 52 degrees, and look at those low clouds. You have a wet day indeed. Rain coming down, and it is going to be a soaker. Here's the deal, Seattle. You are already above average on your rainfall for this year, and we're going to see even more. In fact, take a look at it. You've had 36.2 inches of rain since January 1st. That's over 11 inches above normal. And here's the deal. You are expected to see even more rain in the coming days. In fact, up to 6 inches in some spots. So talk about a humid place to be right now. Seattle, Washington is one of them, but we have other places that are humid as well. Now, some of you may be sitting in the waiting room at your mechanic's garage right now, getting your airbags fixed. We're going to get right to this next story. A nationwide recall made news this week, and it mostly affects car owners in warm states where the humidity may be ruining the quality of the metal inflator inside your airbag. That could lead to shrapnel injuries if you crash. 4 people have died this way, and the National Highway Transportation Safety Administration says the problem is a big concern. And get this, places like Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Hawaii. Why is that? Those are places with extremely high humidity. So you'll notice here on this map, we've got Mark in here with us because we're going to talk about how humidity is measured, why these places could be a trigger for those airbag recalls.
Yeah, I mean, it is so soupy down near the Gulf Coast, and they're finding that there's been clusters of these incidents down in these very areas. So the hypothesis is that humidity is a factor, and probably more importantly, the dew point is what is coming into play here.
Right. Well, see these areas, we're talking about South Texas right there through the Gulf Coast and then down into the east coast of Florida. You know what happens in these places is that you have day in, day out high humidity. It is able to accumulate on probably these metal pieces. And if you live in those areas, you know that you can get rusting really easily because once you hit that condensation level, you see the water and it stays put, and that's a big problem.
So here's what we talk about with the dew point versus the humidity, right? The humidity is a percentage. We'll get to that in just a second. But the dew point is that actual measure of moisture in the air, the temperature that air would have to get to for dew to form on the ground. And so once you get to 55, you notice it. 60s for your dew points, it's muggy. And once you get into the 70s, which many of these areas that are having these recall issues hang out at most of the year, it's really oppressive. And it's not only oppressive to us, apparently, also oppressive to those metal parts inside the airbag.
But you may be saying, okay, so what's the deal? Why does it feel more oppressive at 75 degrees? Well, our body cools itself by evaporative cooling. So we get that moisture wicked away that makes you feel cooler. Whenever you start getting over 65 into the 75 range as far as that moisture goes, that's whenever you can't evaporate as quickly and therefore it feels warmer to you. So dew points are really important here, and we see that condensation again on those metal parts. That could be an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course the humidity is that percentage of number of moisture in the air, and that's one thing that you might be used to seeing, the relative humidity relative to temperature. So the amount of water vapor in the air over the maximum amount of water vapor that the air can hold gives you that percentage humidity. And so if you're saying, oh, it's 70% relative humidity, that's where that comes from. But the dew point is the actual amount of water vapor.
There's some math for you folks. We are mathing you on a Saturday morning. All right, so you may be saying, okay, enough of that. But this recall does include a lot of models, so make sure you're double checking. Go to safecar.gov to see all the vehicles that are needing those airbags replaced, especially if you live in those humid climates.
Absolutely.
All right, up next, fall is in season, and we're going to make your mouth water.
Yeah, did you know that fall is a great time to grill veggies?
Ooh.
Yeah, you heard that right. We're setting it up right now. Grill master Clint Cantwell is going to join us to share us the importance of cooking in season with fall vegetables. And they're delicious.
I like that, but never try and cut a butternut squash. They're dangerous.
Wow, this is what we're giving out?
Yep.
I love Kit Kat and Reese's candy.
Have fun trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treat!
Have a monstrously big Halloween with your favorite Hershey's candies. Walmart.
This is Gordon. Downtown for a sales call. West Side for a presentation. Meeting after meeting after meeting. That's why Gordon stops at Exxon and Mobil for fuels that help his engine run cleaner, smoother, and with better fuel economy. So he can make it to the meeting that matters most. Gordon is energy. Exxon and Mobil. Energy lives here.
Even more impressive than the research this man has at his disposal
is how he puts it to work for his clients.
Morning. Morning.
Thanks for meeting so early. Come on in.
It's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
2 medium cappuccinos.
Let's show him what a breakfast with whole grain fiber can do.
1 coffee with room, 1 large mocha latte. Medium macchiato, light hot chocolate, hold the whip, 2 espresso. Make 1 double.
She's full and focused.
I have 2 cappuccinos, 1 coffee with room, 1 large mocha latte, a medium macchiato, a light hot chocolate, hold the whip, and 2 espressos, 1 with a double shot.
That's not the coffee talking.
Start your day with Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheat Cereal. With whole wheat goodness on one side and a hint of sweetness on the other, it's a delicious way to get the nutrition you want.
You smell nothing. You smell nothing.
Introducing the best lightweight litter for odor elimination, guaranteed. Fresh Step Extreme. Lightweight.
It's just freaking me out.
If you miss tomorrow night on the Weather Channel,
This is crazy.
you'll never know how twisted weather can be.
Is it real? Yeah, it's real.
You're driving along, having a perfectly nice day, when out of nowhere a pickup truck slams into your brand new car. 1 second, it wasn't there, and the next second, boom, you had your first accident. Now you have to make your first claim. So you talk to your insurance company, and boom, you're blindsided for a second time. They won't give you enough money to replace your brand new car. Don't those people know you're already shaken up?
Liberty Mutual's new car replacement will pay for the entire value of your car, plus depreciation. Call 1-888-731-2166. And for drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. Switch to Liberty Mutual Insurance and you could save up to $423. Call Liberty Mutual for a free quote today at 1-888-731-2166. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
There's no obligation, so call toll-free at 1-800-200-6120.
See the weather like never before.
Look at this. Listen to that.
Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
Stay tuned for your Local on the 8s, brought to you by LL Bean. 100% satisfaction guaranteed and free shipping every day.
Making jackets that are built to perform anywhere is hard work. And at LL Bean, we take our job very seriously. Guaranteed quality, no matter what you're up against. From LL Bean.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 80. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Low 66. Winds north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, partly cloudy. High 82. Winds north-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Back into Weather Center Live as we take a live look at the Coca-Cola World headquarters, at least the top of the building, because we're using the camera to spy out over Midtown Atlanta. Temperatures on the rise this weekend. It's been kind of chilly in Atlanta, I'm sure you've noticed, but it is great weather to head outside. The Taste of Atlanta being held in Midtown at Tech Square, and my goodness, the weather just couldn't be better for an outdoor festival of any kind. Mid-70s today, low 80s tomorrow, beautiful sunshine, still cool at night. It's like what everyone waits around all year for in the South.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. This is whenever you're looking and you're laughing and you're saying, ha ha, we're going to soak this up now because we know it's going to be so nice. Okay, so what the deal is, we're getting into winter, we're getting into these colder months. We got to know, what do we cook? Yeah, that's where we're going to go ahead and talk about the Taste of Atlanta, and that's where you're going to find our next guest, Clint Cantwell, the founder, that's right, the founder of the award-winning Smoke in the Eye competition cooking team and editor of Grilling.com.
Exactly.
Very exciting. He's going to tell us about the importance of cooking vegetables. So we kind of are going out of the burger grilling months and into the veggie grilling months?
Exactly, and grilling isn't just a summer sport. It's year-round. I clear out my grills before I clear out the cars from snow. And fall vegetables are wonderful for the grills. Butternut squash, you got beets, sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts.
What is it about the fall vegetables that make them better for the grill than, say, stuff that you'd get in the middle of summer?
You know, there's a lot more flavor in these when you slow roast them. Something like a squash that cooks for about an hour, you know, with a little butter and sage in there. It's just very warm and comforting food during the cooler months.
Okay, so if you're like me and you're a rookie griller, I love to use the kitchen, but the grill is like the scary territory to me. What are some tips that I can be a little more successful?
Well, definitely don't be afraid to experiment. Some of the greatest things that I've done on the grill have been from experimenting. Beets, I just threw on the grill, let them roast for an hour until they were tender, and they were the best thing that I've ever had.
Oh, wow.
And also, you know, during the holidays, the grill is a great way to free up space in your kitchen. So you can do your turkey on there, do your vegetable sides, and, you know, it's also a gathering place for your friends and family.
Nice. So, and then, like, is there any, like, a thickness you should cut these vegetables to? You don't want them falling through the grate. The temperature of the grill, what about those?
Well, this is a grilling basket, which is great for smaller things like Brussels sprouts. For butternut squash, I cut it in half, put a little butter and sage in the cavity, you know, where the seeds are, and just let that roast as is. Finish it off with some heavy cream and a little chicken stock and bacon, and you've got a wonderful fall soup.
And bacon, the best fall vegetable.
Yeah, the bacon, the best of all the fall vegetables.
Bacon trees are ripe at this time of the year.
Well, be